middle of the street. Don't think about it. It's a case, just like any other. I scraped my palms along the rough asphalt to steady myself before pushing up to my feet as if I hadn't just been devastated by the news. What happened? I ground out the words from between clenched teeth. So sorry. Someone else said the words and gripped my shoulder before releasing and moving on. I didn't bother to turn to see who it was. I didn't care. This wasn't about me. It was about the case. A year of focusing on denial in my little cottage in Gulf Shores came in handy for once. We don't know with 100% certainty yet. I glared at Rix. Spare me the bullshit. Tell me what your gut says. Rix nodded, and his expression tensed. Warrant was finally issued for your dad's arrest. 2 officers were on the way here to pick him up. Gave him a courtesy call out of respect to let him know they were coming. They might have exaggerated about how far away they were. His car was parked in the alley behind the house, and it looks like he was jamming it with important stuff. Family pictures, the cat, shit like that. They pulled up, and before they could get out of the car, the ground shook and the house imploded. Implosion? That took a whole separate set of physics than an explosion, which meant there was no way in hell it was an accident. My mind flipped to all the things I'd learned over the years about ordnance. Was the house wired? That's what it looks like. This was no accident. His words echoed my thoughts. This definitely wasn't an accident, and it was no secret my dad was an explosives, demolitions, and incendiaries expert from his Army days. He wouldn't do this, would he? He wasn't cold-blooded enough to wire up his own house and take a chance that something could happen to Mom. Was he? You also didn't think your dad would turn out to be a dirty cop. The pain from earlier snaked out, a new variation this time, and I crammed it back down. It's a case. Only a case. When will they know for sure? It was a stupid question because I already knew the answer. This investigation won't be a short one. I need to see my mom. Need to know she's okay. I swear she's okay. She was out for dinner with your aunt. Did she see this? Rix shook his head. No, they didn't let her come back here. The officers told her they'd bring her when it was safe. My brothers? I think your mom called them. I figured you still weren't answering the damned phone, so I decided to get your ass back here the only way I knew how. No one ever knew where Rome was, somewhere down in Central or South America, but Rock was only a few hours away by plane in Vail. He'd get here quickly. I scanned the chaos for the coroner's van, but it was nowhere in sight. They already take the body? I forced out the words as bile rose in my throat. The body. My father. The dirty cop who had been under investigation for the last year, and the reason I'd turned my back on my career, my family, and the only city I'd ever called home. Yeah, they'll be doing an autopsy. I nodded, forcing myself to be clinical. What's the theory? Another voice broke into our conversation. You know he can't tell you that. My old partner, Mac Fortier, held out a hand, and I shook it. So fucking sorry for your loss. We've missed you, but this sure as hell isn't the way we wanted to see you again. Mac and Rix were probably the only people here who could say that and mean it. I'd fought to stay in the department for as long as I could after my oldest brother had been killed in the line of duty and then fingered as a dirty cop. Dad had retired almost immediately after Robin's funeral, and I didn't realize until later it was to hide his guilt. When I released Mac's tight grip, I stared at a house that used to hold too many secrets. You think he did it on purpose? To take out the people coming to bring him in? Neither replied. That was answer enough. You better make goddamned sure they don't screw up this investigation. My warning was for Mac. Rix wouldn't have jack shit to do with it since he was on the gang task force. You don't even need to say it. I won't let it go until we have answers. Mac was like a bulldog when he had a lead, so I took him at his word. I tore my gaze away from the pile of rubble. What a fucking disaster. Turning back to my Jeep, I walked away. After all, that was what I was best at these days.
Chapter 2. Ariel.